Hey guys, how's it going? This is Autobot JCB here, coming to you with a brand new How to Transform video. In today's video, we're gonna keep going with the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen toy line, because today I'm gonna be showing you how to transform the 2009 Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Ejector, Wheelie, and Scalpel. And as an added bonus, even though he was released for the Hunt for the Decepticons line, I am also going to be showing you how to transform the Transformers Hunt for the Decepticons Insecticon. Now, the biggest reason why I'm going to be doing that is because even though he was released for the Hunt for the Decepticons toy line, the Insecticon did actually feature in the second movie. This is actually the insect that Sam pulls out of the hole in the wall and then rips his head off in order to prevent him from sending a signal out to the bigger Decepticon saying, hey, they're in here. But unfortunately, it didn't work out so well because Starscream still ripped the roof off of the house and found Sam and Michaela hiding inside. So we'll go ahead and move him off the side. But anyway, so what I'm going to do first, I'm going to go over a couple of details that these guys have while they're in their, well, he's the only one with an actual vehicle mode. So their alt mode, I guess. Then we'll get on to transformation and a couple of details these guys have when they are transformed. So for right now, we are going to move Scalpel and Wheelie off to the side, and we're going to bring in Ejector. Now, what I always thought was funny is that for those of you who've seen the movie, and you guys didn't notice this guy, this is actually the toaster that was in Sam Witwicky's kitchen. That was exposed to allspark radiation when the shard of the allspark fell through the kitchen ceiling and landed on the counter, and it brought all of the kitchen appliances to work. Like it brought the, what was it? It was the vacuum cleaner, the blender, the toaster, the wall clock. I think it even brought the garbage disposal to life. I have to admit, I really wished they would have released all of these guys as a set, because that would have been so cool to just have a whole Transformers kitchen set up. But, oh well, it is what it is. At least we got the toaster. One thing you guys notice is that right here, Ejector has, if you look very carefully, he actually has a plug-in at the end of this wire that's on the end of him. I have to admit, I love that detail. He's even got the slots right here in the top of him where the bread would go in. He's even got the, I'm guessing this is like a light indicator telling you the toaster's on. It's got the turn knob that you would use to set it to different settings, stuff like that. But anyway, so there's Ejector. All right, and then, so next up we have Wheelie. Now, obviously, Wheelie is one of the, I guess you could say, comic relief type of character. I have to admit, I love his attitude, and I always thought it was funny that after Sam and Michaela, Leo and Agent Simmons wake up Jetfire, Wheelie decides, hey, I'm going to join the Autobots, and then does something to Michaela's leg. I don't know if I can actually say it in the video, so I'm not going to, but I think we all know what I'm talking about. I will admit, I will admit that this is a pretty cool design, and especially with how big Wheelie actually gets when he's transformed, having him this compact is actually amazing. Like, he can actually fit in my hand, completely in my hand when he's in his vehicle mode. As you guys can see, he's got the tread patterns right here. He's got this really cool grill on the front of him. He's got the big overhead lights. Now, I know in the movie when he is outside of Sam's house, he pulls up this sensor that looks like it's made out of his eye. I don't know if I kind of had to improvise that for my own way of him doing that. So basically what I did was I would just put his head up and then just bring one of his eyes up. So he kind of has a little bit of a sensor, but it doesn't look as good. So that's just something if you guys want to do that, you can, but you don't have to. But anyway, there's Wheelie. All right, and moving right along, we have Scalpel. Now, obviously, Scalpel didn't really make a very long appearance. However, I think it was actually Scalpel, the little drones that were in Dark of the Moon. I think those were also Scalpel, either that or they were clones of Scalpel. But this is actually the doctor, the Decepticon doctor that that Megatron had interrogate Sam when Megatron had Sam pinned down on the ground in that abandoned factory or warehouse or whatever it was. Scalpel was the bot that took that weird worm-looking thing and put it down Sam's throat, which is how they got the Cybertronian glyphs off of Sam's memory, was because of this guy. As you guys can see here, he is a microscope. I do like that the amount of detail on this, like his microscope piece can actually go up and down. I will admit, I love this design, especially since you've got the viewfinder right here, you've got the little magnifying lens right here, and you even have the tray where you put a slide to examine it on it as well. And then I think it's actually supposed to be these pins right here, which would be used to like zoom in and magnify the whatever you're looking at. Overall, the amount of detail on Scalpel is awesome. And then finally, we have the Insecticon. Now, personally, I don't like to call this thing the Insecticon all the time. I've actually just taken a liking to calling him Hardshell, since I think we can agree he's got a pretty hard shell on him. That's just kind of a pun, but I think Hardshell is more of a fitting name than just calling him Insecticon all the time. Now, like I said, this was the bot that Sam pulled out of the wall when him and Michaela were hiding in the house in Egypt, just before the Egypt battle started. This was when the Decepticons were looking for him, and Sam pulls this little guy out of the wall. And he's got him in his fingers, and he grabs his head and just pops it off. And unfortunately, by then it had already sent a signal out saying, "Hey, they're in here," and Starscream rips off the roof of the house. But what I do like is that the amount of accuracy, minus not having the little satellite dish on him, it's unfortunate, but I love that they got the little red eye. I love the amount of detail on his legs, the texture on his wings. He's got the Decepticon symbols right there. Overall, I think this guy is really good, and I love that they made him probably about as big as a tarantula, maybe a little bit smaller. But overall, he's pretty cool. I love this design. And then, like I said, this was actually released for the Hunt for the Decepticons line, not the Revenge of the Fallen line. But this character was featured in Revenge of the Fallen. All right, so there's Hardshell. All right, so now comes the fun part, because we're going to move Wheelie and Scalpel back off to the side. And now it's time to get on to the transformation. So right now we've got Ejector right here. To get this one started, it's actually pretty easy. What we're going to do first is we're going to grab this whole panel right here, and we're going to pop it up just like that, because that will open up this in order to get him opened up. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this piece and we're going to slide it up a little bit, and then we're going to come right here and we're going to flip this out and flip this out. We're going to grab right here, flip this and spin this around, flip this and spin this around. And then we're going to turn him like this, because now we have his legs opened up. Now, he does have little flip-out feet, although he doesn't really like to stand very well. So I find that if you have his legs tilted where this piece right here can act as his heel, it tends to work better than just trying to put him directly on his feet all by themselves. All right, so we'll come over here. We're going to bend his leg. We'll flip out his little foot right here. There we go, just like that. And there we have Ejector's feet already set to go. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to come right here and we're going to grab these, grab right here, and we're going to split these apart, and we're going to bring them off to the side. Oh, excuse me, I actually made a mistake. We're not bring them off to the side. We're going to flip them back behind him just like that, because then what we're going to do is we're going to take this flat piece, fold it up, which will reveal Ejector's head. Hello. As you guys can see here, that is not a very friendly face, so you probably wouldn't want to stick around if you see this little guy coming at you. But anyway, so back on track. What we're going to do now is we'll grab these and we'll split them apart and we'll bring them out to the sides. We'll flip them down on both sides, and then what we're going to do, we're going to come back here and we're going to flip this back up flat against his back just like that. And then, of course, he's got his little tail. And then what we're going to do is we're going to open up these panels right here and flip out his arms, flip out his fingers, and then turn his arm, then close that panel. And then there's actually an additional arm right here. We'll flip that out because Ejector actually has 4 arms. We'll come over here, we'll flip open the panel, flip this down, flip open his fingers, flip that shut, and then we'll go ahead and turn his arm. And then finally, we'll go ahead and bring his second arm down. And there we have Sam Witwicky's toaster. There's Ejector. I have to admit, this is a really cool design. I kind of wish that he got a little more screen time. I think seeing an evil toaster coming at you would be scary enough, but it's an awesome design. I love it. Now, one thing that's always confused me. Now, going by the first and what happens in the first and second movie. So in the first movie, we had the pop machine, the car, the girl's car, and the Xbox 360. They were all hit with allspark radiation, but when they transformed, they were wild. I don't understand why characters that are exposed to just straight allspark radiation are wild. I don't know if it's because unlike like Wheelie or Scalpel, they don't have the programming in their mind, or if it's just how Transformers naturally are when they're first awakened. But yeah, all of the kitchen appliances in the house, they were all completely wild. But I think they knew, obviously they knew Sam was in the house because they immediately went upstairs and went after him, which is why Sam had to jump out the back window. But anyway, so there's Ejector. So we're going to go ahead and move him off to the side. And now we're going to transform Wheelie. All right, so like I said, Wheelie's vehicle mode is that of an RC truck. I think ordinarily in the movie, he's maybe about this big, but he's still pretty cool. He's still a pretty cool toy. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up the tailgate of Wheelie's vehicle mode. We're going to pull it all the way out because that's going to reveal his eyes. And we'll just go ahead and flip down his mouth right there. The next thing we'll do is we're going to come right here and we're going to pull down on his hands just a little bit. And then we're going to fold in his arms, or fold in his shoulders, and flip out his arms out from underneath him. Just like this. And I got that a little hung up. Sorry, guys. There we go. We'll get those folded out, get those up out of the way. Now, he does have some posable fingers, so you can open up his fingers and open up his thumb, just like that. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come right here. We're going to grab his front tires, and we're going to pull them down and pull them out straight underneath him, just like that, because these are going to form Wheelie's legs. The next thing we'll do is we'll come right here and we'll split apart the hood of the truck, and we'll flip that out a little bit. Make sure you flip these doors up. That was my apologies. And then what we'll do is we'll take this whole section right here and we'll get it all disconnected and freed. Excuse me. Go ahead and fold these panels in first. And then we should be able to... Oh, what is going on here? I'm sorry, guys. Just give me 1 second. He is actually a very tight figure. I always have trouble getting this part open. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I had this piece right here was getting hung up underneath these, and I couldn't get it to release. So yeah, this little clear piece right here will can get hung up underneath the hood of the truck right here. Once it pops out, the rest of it will go really smooth. So anyway, let's clean up. Yeah, I kind of messed him up a little bit. All right. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and open this. And what we're going to do is, so we have the top of the truck right here. We're going to go ahead and split these two pieces apart, which will reveal his Decepticon symbol. And this piece will actually turn back and forth. So obviously Wheelie starts out as the Decepticon, but then he changes to the Autobots. So you can switch that back either way. All right, so now what we'll do is we'll come up here. We're going to flip these panels up just like this. We're going to bring his head forward because what we're going to do is where this gap is right here, this is where his neck is going to come through. So we'll fold this up behind him and get that up in there, and we'll bring his head forward a bit. and swing those pieces behind his head, just like that. So we've got it just like that. Then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and turn his shoulders, just like this. And we got his arms down. And then what, of course, we'll do is we'll open up his eyes, give him a little more character. There we go. There's Wheelie. All right. So he got his arms, we got his head, we got his shoulders. The next thing we'll do is we'll come down here and we're going to take these doors that are on him. And this one got hung up. I'm so sorry. There we go. Flip these out. Oh, both of them got hung up. I'm so sorry, guys. There we go. Get these doors flipped in and we'll bring them around to the front. And now we can fix him again. All right. There we go. Got that fixed. There we go. Okay. Well, for the most part, I got him fixed. Sorry, guys. All right. So there we have that. And then what we can do is we can come right here. We can turn the pieces that were the bumper of his little RC truck mode. And then we'll come right here and we'll flip this piece out. And then there's a second piece right here that will flip out about halfway. And those will become his feet. So we'll come right here, flip that out, flip that halfway. And that wasn't the smoothest, but there we have Wheelie. Now, one thing I think is kind of funny, like I showed you guys, he does have adjustable eyes, but like when he has the Decepticon symbol, you could have him kind of look mad, and then when you switch him to an Autobot, you could move his eyes down a little bit to make him look more gentle. But anyway, so there's Wheelie, transformed and ready to go. All right, we're going to go ahead and keep going. And now we're going to bring in Scalpel. This is one of my favorite ones. All right, so we've got the microscope mode right here. What we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and put this all the way to the top. And then we're going to disconnect it from the base right here and bring it straight out just like that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take these panels, we're going to flip them up just like that, and take this panel right here and flip it up. Now, he has 6 legs. He's got 3 on each side. What we're going to do is we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to take this leg and we're going to push it up just like that. Now, with getting him set up with his legs, what we need to do is we actually need to turn them 180 degrees. Now, I have had issues in the past with this. These joints are thin joints, so you have to be very careful when you transform this guy. So what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and get his legs switched around first. So we'll get all 6 turned around, and you just need to turn them around at this knuckle right here. So we'll get these turned around right here. All right, there's that. And we'll come over here and we'll get these ones also all turned around. I'm sure you guys can hear the plastic kind of popping when I do that. Yeah, this guy, it doesn't really get transformed very much because I'm always nervous that I'm going to break something. But anyway, so we'll get his all 6 of his legs flipped around just like that. Okay, so we'll flip these up behind him just like this. And then what we'll do is we'll take this whole section and we'll bring it just like this. And, oh, I made a mistake. Make sure you take this, turn it 180 degrees, and then bring it up. So that way, the ridges for the adjuster are... What is going on here? I'm so sorry, guys. What is going on? Oh, I'm stupid. All right, there we go. So now we got that the way we want it. So the ridges for the adjuster will go up, and they will click into place underneath. So this will become his spine. So now we have him like this, and we're going to go ahead and bring him up just like this. So far, he kind of looks like a 6-legged horse. There you go, horse mode. All right, so next what we'll do is we'll come right under here. You'll see that he's got his fingers in here. And here, we'll just use this. I'm just going to use the earpiece on my glasses. And we'll pull his little arms out of there just like that. And we'll bring them, fold them out just like this. And give him his little fingers. Flip this out. Give him his little fingers there. All right, and then what we'll do is we'll come right here. We'll split this section apart right here Whoops, that was not supposed to pop off. I'm very sorry about that, guys. But anyway, so we'll pop that off, and we'll flip his head back a little bit, and then you can turn this around just like this, give him kind of a little bit of a shoulder. So we'll pop that back on really quick. There we go. And we'll flip up his little antenna. And it's kind of a rough one, but anyway. So there's what the Dr. Scalpel looks like. And then finally what you'll do is you'll go ahead and flip out his claws, because he can actually stand on these. Not the easiest to set up, because he can be a little off balance because of where his body is. But once we get these opened up, there we go, we'll get the legs out. We can get Scalpel to hopefully stand up. Well, I don't know if he's going to stand up, but anyway, so there's what Scalpel looks like when he's transformed. Very scary, very menacing. I would not want to have this guy crawling up my chest with Megatron overhead. But anyway, so there's Scalpel, transformed and ready to go. Now, I have to admit, I absolutely love this design. They did a really great job. They made him very, very scary. He's very screen accurate to how he was in the movie. So yeah, you definitely don't want to mess with this little guy. But anyway, there's Scalpel. I'll go ahead and set him back here. And he's not going to want to sit up. Okay, so we'll just do that for now. All right, and finally, as a bonus, like I said, I've got the Insecticon for you. Now, his transformation is actually pretty easy. What we're going to do first is we're going to straighten the insect head straight forward, just like that. Then we're going to take these pincers, flip them out just like this, and then flip them all the way forward, which will reveal that little heel right there. And we'll go ahead and flip that out and flip that out, because these are actually going to become his legs. The next thing we'll do is we're going to come right here and we're going to pull this section apart and this section apart. Then we're going to flip this whole section right here, which now the rear legs will become his 4 arms. It's actually pretty simple to do. Honestly, I think it would have been kind of cool to see the little Insecticon try to transform before Sam killed him, but it is what it is. All right, and then we'll go ahead and fold his wings down. And then finally, we'll take this whole section, because this right here will flip up and become his chest with his little insectoid head right there. Look at that little guy. Definitely a cool looking Decepticon. I really wish we had gotten a couple of different maybe designs or colors for these little guys. But anyway, so there is the Insecticon. All right, and there we go, guys. We have all of the miniature Transformers that were featured in Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. If you guys I apologize for how rough some of those were. Especially, I apologize for Scalpel not wanting to behave. But anyway, if you guys have any other ideas for other Transformers you'd like me to try and do, feel free to comment below, even hit the like and subscribe button and hit the notification bell, and I will do what I can to help you out in the future. And until then, bye.